Tango Gameworks and Hi-Fi Rush live on. Holy smokes. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how this came to be. Honestly, I don't even know why this happened in the first place. Let's be honest. 3 months ago, we all were very angry at Xbox because they made, debatably, one of the worst decisions they've made ever. They decided to close Tango Gameworks in a big layoff thing that happened in Microsoft internally. And basically meant no more Hi-Fi Rush, no more Evil Within, no more Ghostwire Tokyo. Tango Gameworks was gone. And this was after they released Hi-Fi Rush the previous year, which was a Game of the Year contender. People loved it. And they decided to close the studio, and everybody was upset. Well, fast forward 3 months later, they're back. Johnny Murray here, and welcome to another video where we're going to be talking about just a news topic that broke out last night and just over the week. And this one is crazy. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say, I am so happy about this. This is great news. This is just super exciting, and I couldn't be more thrilled. But at the same time, you just can't help but ask questions and just wonder how we even got to this point. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about. Of course, we're going to talk about what this news means going forward, which looks awesome. But then, of course, we're just going to talk about how this even happened. But if you guys love video games, Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation, third-party, indie, whatever, if you guys just love video games like I do, consider subscribing, share with your friends. I really do appreciate any support you guys give me, especially the support on this video right here. But let's get talking about Tango Gameworks and Hi-Fi Rush. So if you guys haven't heard, Krafton, the publisher behind PUBG, behind Callisto Protocol, and behind a multitude of other games, they have acquired Tango Gameworks and the IP Hi-Fi Rush. So to go into the specifics of this deal here, pretty much Krafton is reviving Tango Gameworks, meaning that Xbox pretty much did close them, and that Krafton is basically bringing them back and reinstating them in the industry. And yeah, this is really cool because, number one, everybody loves Tango Gameworks. Tango Gameworks are just great developers. They're a very talented team, and they make some great games, especially recent games in recent years. And, you know, just seeing them go was a real downside because a lot of people were looking forward to their next game. They were looking forward to a Hi-Fi Rush sequel. They were wondering if they would bring back Evil Within, bring back Ghostwire Tokyo. And, well, 3 months ago, all those hopes and dreams were kind of just shattered. But here Krafton comes in and is like, we're bringing them back. They are not dying on our watch. And that is exactly what is happening here. And, you know, it makes you ask a lot of questions, like, why were they even closed down in the first place? Or, like, why would Xbox sell them now? And it's kind of just a whole interesting thing. But that's not what we're going to talk about yet. We're going to talk about the fact that Krafton basically said that they are very happy that they are going to revive Tango Gameworks, and that they plan on expanding the Hi-Fi Rush IP. Now, that pretty much confirms that we're getting at least a Hi-Fi Rush sequel, maybe like a spin-off or something, but I'm guessing that means Hi-Fi Rush 2. I mean, that's the IP they acquired with that studio that makes that IP, and they said they're going to expand on it. It just seems like they're going to make a sequel. It just makes sense, and I'm super happy. You guys already know Hi-Fi Rush was one of my favorite games last year, and honestly, just one of my favorite games ever. That game is so awesome. The art style is phenomenal. The music is phenomenal. The gameplay is phenomenal. The characters are phenomenal. Everything about that game is so phenomenal. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. It was definitely a Game of the Year contender last year. And yeah, so the fact that they've acquired them, they basically swooped on in right last minute. It was like, you're not going anywhere. You're coming with us, and you are going to let this Hi-Fi Rush IP grow bigger than what already is, and I love that. I absolutely love that. Now, here's where the Microsoft side comes in. According to in a statement to Windows Central, a Microsoft spokesperson shared the following, quote unquote, oh my goodness, I just lost the thing. All right, quote, we're working with Krafton to enable the team at Tango Gameworks to continue to build games together, and we look forward to playing their next great game. There will be no impact to the existing catalog of Tango games. So the first thing here is that if you guys have yet to play Hi-Fi Rush Evil Within, Ghostwire Tokyo, and you planned on it, or now you do, all those games will still be available on Game Pass, and just on all the platforms that they are already on, which Hi-Fi Rush did make the move to PlayStation and multi-platform recently. So yeah, that's good to know. If you plan on playing it, you can still do that. But what's interesting is that they said we're working with Krafton to enable the team at Tango Gameworks to continue to build games together, and we look forward to playing their next game. So I don't think this is like a collaboration or anything. I think this is just a simple business PR saying, yo, we reached an agreement to them that's working together. They're not working together on the next game. They work together to allow them to acquire Tango. That's what they're pretty much talking about here. I would love for Xbox and them to just collaborate and be like, yo, like, let's sign a deal. But like, that makes no sense after everything that's just happened. It'd be weird. It'd be the most like, we're just kind of using you for your game at this point. And it's I don't know. It just that leaves a whole weird just thought in my brain, and I don't even want to go there. But the question here is, what really went down about this deal? Because it's so interesting to me that fans have been asking for so many years for Xbox to finally start delivering on their game promises, deliver Game of the Year contenders, jump into the Japanese market more. And they basically threw that all away with Tango Gameworks and Hi-Fi Rush. It was a Game of the Year contender. It was finally a big release into Game Pass day one. And it was their only Japanese studio. And they closed it down. And then 3 months later, they sell them off. Now, we don't know how much they bought them for. I really hope it was not like a huge price, because that would just be ridiculous. But not that Tango isn't valued, but like just the fact that they were just gonna close them and they didn't want them. If they like asked for a ridiculous price, that's just crazy to me. But I've been under the theory that Xbox didn't really have a plan with Tango, and that's why they decided to close them. When you acquire a big company, in this case, when they acquired Bethesda, when you acquire a company, there's going to be just a change in how things go. You know, there's going to be multiple plans that are made to rotate and to organize, to get rid of overlaps within the internal studios, within the first party. And if something just isn't going to work long term, you're going to have to find a way to eliminate that. Do I think that's what happened with Tango Gameworks? I don't think there was anything wrong with the studio. I just think for some reason, maybe Xbox saw Tango and was like, I just don't know how we're going to be able to make this studio work long term. Even though they are super talented, I would want them to. Maybe they saw something wrong and they decided to close it for organization's sake. Is that the case? I have no idea. I'm just speculating here. But when you then go 3 months later and sell them, to me, that is more of, we didn't really know what to do with you, so we decided to close you. But in came this other company that was interested, and we made something happen instead of just closing you. Because at the end of the day, while yes, Xbox made the biggest mistake almost ever, closing Tango, this is also their decision here to sell Tango. Now, would everybody have loved if Xbox just kept Tango and never closed them in the first place? Absolutely. But the fact is, now we went from them being non-existent to now them having a full-on future elsewhere. And that is also Xbox's decision. They could have just said, no, we're not going to sell them to you. We're closing them. That's it. So to me, and of course, you guys know, Xbox is my favorite company. I'm always going to love them. I'm not going to fully defend them every time. I've called them out. Literally, I posted a video the day they decided to close the studio, just hating on them. Honestly, I was so angry at them. But I'm going to speak what I think, and I'm going to speak the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not going to just speak straight cap. to me, it really does seem like they just didn't have a direction for Tango. They said that they didn't even start their next game after Hi-Fi Rush released. Studios do that. When you release a game, you then immediately start on your next game. And reports were saying that they never even started their next game. They were in the process of pitching Hi-Fi Rush 2. And to me, when you go 3 months and then decide to sell them after already announcing you're going to close, that screams you didn't have a direction for them. They didn't know what to do with them. And in came another character in this story, Crafton, and they basically gave them a way forward. They basically gave them an idea that they decided to roll with, and that's what happened. Xbox, or in this case Microsoft, and Crafton reached an agreement, and now we're here. Tango is back, Hi-Fi Rush is alive, and we might be getting a sequel. This is great news. This is awesome. You know, as an Xbox fan, would I have loved Tango to be under that Xbox umbrella? Hi-Fi Rush, day one into Game Pass every time? Of course. But at the end of the day, I'm a fan of gaming, not just Xbox. I love Nintendo. I love PlayStation almost just as equally. I've just been around Xbox for more. This is great news for everybody, for every gamer everywhere. Because what I think now is Hi-Fi Rush is definitely going to be a full-on multi-platform release. Whenever the sequel or whatever happens comes next. Hi-Fi Rush is a perfect Nintendo game, so it'll be awesome to do it on that. You know, will I play the Hi-Fi Rush 2 on Xbox? Yeah, just because I'm always going to have this weird connection. Everybody's going to have this weird connection. And whenever Hi-Fi Rush 2, everybody's going to be thinking about, like, man, it's so weird what happened to the studio, what happened to this game. But here we are, nonetheless. And I do believe it'll be fantastic. But yeah, what an interesting turn of events. What an interesting news piece to come out this week. But I'm so happy. Like when I read the news, my heart just kind of like, I don't know, it just felt like it got so much lighter. Not that there was anything like weighing it down, but like it's just such a feel-good thing that something you love is coming back and it's not completely gone. And yeah, here we are. But you guys let me know in the comments, what do you think? What is your take on just this whole situation? What do you think actually led to this? What do you think led to them actually closing? Are you excited that Hi-Fi Rush and Tango lives on? If you're not, I don't even know if I want to talk. Like, how? Explain that, please. But thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Johnny Moore out. Peace.